My mic is not working, my god. From the controller.
Is anyone hurrying me now? And I think it's working. Oh my goodness. Thank God.
Yes, all good, man.
So you can hear me. A 1-2 for the Williams team. A great result from the qualifying stats. Let's go for some racing at Imola. We're back on the game. Had some issues with my microphone. First time streaming on this PlayStation 5. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for missing that qualifying. But let's have a look at the current grid at the moment. Donkey Dan and Tankate on the front row. It's a Williams 1-2. That's great for the Williams team. Spatty's the current championship leader, is in third place with Maneman in fourth. Really surprising qualifying by that Ferrari driver. Stavrolis in P5. Of course he is in the top 5. His consistency is great, as we have known before. Maggot in 6, Abrasive in 7. Nexton, the previous pole sitter in Australia, is in 8th place. So that's really interesting to see, because Nexton was on pole in the last race and now he's already in P8. So this grid is full of surprises. Dogesu in 9. Lunatic finishes off the top 10. Let's have a look at the current tire situations. All on mediums except for Totsi. He is going for an attacking strategy. Of course, we are having a sprint race at first. So 2 races this session. 19 drivers on the grid, and we are almost ready to go for the first round at Imola. Round 5 of the championship. Current championship leader is Spatties in P3. Let's see how he goes after the start. He is facing both Williams drivers who had an amazing qualifying session. So let's have a look. We're almost ready to go for this round 5 sprint qualifying race at Imola. Let's have a good camera view with 3, 4 and 5 red lights, and let's jump start from Racing Ryan, and off we go with a really good start from the Williams team. And look at Spatzy's already alongside Donkey Dan, but Donkey Dan is braking really early and he is going through. Donkey Dan keeps the lead ahead of Spattis with 10k getting jumped by him, but look at Spattis, he's already looking to have a go on the inside line. And as some of the viewers are saying that these softs will not last till the end of the race, that's a really big gamble from Totsi. So interesting call. Donkey Dan keeps ahead of Spattis, and 10k gets overtaken by the Mercedes driver, but he is already under pressure of the other Mercedes driver. So it's a really 2-team battle for the win in sprint qualifying race. Abrasive even in P5, Nexus is 7, Maggot is in 7th place. Let's have a look at the current position changes. Look at Lar. Lar is already winning 8 positions in this sprint qualifying. Same goes for Tafarico Toxic, and Donkey Dan is losing a position, losing the lead to the championship leader Spattis. So the championship leader is back where he belongs, from P3 to P1 in not even 1 lap of time. So another strong performance, another strong first lap from the championship leader. And Tankate is not being able to keep up with the front two. He's losing a small amount of tenths to the front two, and he has Stavrolis all over him. Look at Jeffrey winning 6 positions already into the points, not into the points of the sprint qualifying of course, but my former esports manager DRA Jeffrey on the grid. Welcome DRA Jeffrey, welcome back to the grid of DTR Division 2. Winning 6 positions is a really good start to do that, and Laura has won 8 positions, so a really good start by the AlphaTauri as well. Look at Abrasive. Abrasive is really putting the pressure on the other Mercedes. Stavrolis currently P2 in the championship, only 2 points away from his teammate Spattis. It's going to be an interesting call. How long will these soft tires last? Of Totsi. Totsi is into P11. Look at Abrasive really outbraking himself, and that will allow Nexton to pass. And one of the Ferraris as well. It's Maneman.
Hey Jerry Hyphen from Fox Blue 1884.
Hey Fox Blue, welcome to this awesome race where we are expecting a lot of battles on the track. And look at Spattis, he's already 6 tenths ahead of Donkey. So a really good start from the championship leader, running away with it as we have predicted already before the race. His consistency, his pace, his raw pace is insane. Yes, Billy is already out, unfortunately for him, so he needs to start the feature race from the back of the grid. Of course, it will give him some opportunities to stay out of trouble. And Donkey Dan sets the fastest lap, so he's trying to get closer. And now Totsi sets the fastest lap on those soft tires. And look at one of the Alpines, what's happening? Hammers UK is into the gravel, what's happening to him? I think he has some technical issues. Hopefully not gonna last that long. But let's head back to where the battles are. Look at Jeffrey, he is really close to the back of Totsi. Oh, what's happening to Jeffrey? Jeffrey's in the wall! And that's a very unfortunate debut from him this season. Into the wall he goes. And that's a full front wing damage from the Aston Martin. And there's an Alpine going off as well. So let's head back to the front. Because the front four, the Mercedes versus Williams battle is still going on. Look at Stavros, he's going to have a look on the outside line to Tankgate, and Stavros is overtaking him, and he gets the job done. And even before the corner, he is into P3 and into the podium positions. A really strong race by the Mercedes team. They're currently still leading this Constructors' Championship as well by around 90 points into the standings. So the Mercedes team is definitely dominating this season, and so is Stav and so is Patty. So hopefully we can get some more in the feature race. With 5 laps we have raced into the sprint qualifying. Look at Donkey, he is closing into Spattis, but it's going to be a really close call till the end of the race. And look at, we already have a back marker in front of Spattis. Will he not be going into the way? Donkey lost a small amount of time, and that will allow Stavros to even close into him. The Williams team is struggling on those medium tires when the Mercedes team is running away on those tires. So the tire degradation is definitely better for the Mercedes team. And yes, Spattis needs to break the DRS. Yes, it is Fox Blue. He needs to break the DRS, but it's really hard on this track. And I think Donkey Dan is running a small amount of downforce. A little bit more downforce compared to the Mercedes team, because it's really hard for him to close in on the straights. But this Mercedes car looks very stable around the corners as well.
What are the Earth levels like?
And yes, I'm not really a fan of showing the ERS levels, but if you really want to know, Donkey is in 40% and Spattis is on 45, so Spattis has a little bit more left. When we look further back, we have Stavridis and Tankade. Tankade really pushing his car to the limits, but he is losing a lot of time. And Jeffrey is out of the session. Will there be a late safety car? Yes, there will be a safety car. So will there be drivers pitting? Will there be drivers pitting? That's going to be the main question. Lar and look at Farico Toxic on the medium tire compound. He is winning 9 positions already. So a really good start from that Red Bull driver. And this is all about having a good starting position for the feature race. Winning the sprint qualifying will gain you 8 points, and if you finish 8, you gain 1 point. So a double race, a double point scoring race. So every
safety car for 4 laps.
Every point counts, and as it's still looking like it's a Mercedes versus Williams for this race based on race pace, but look at Alfa Romeo, and Manneman is still close on Tankade as well, so it's going to be interesting with a restart. And I think, well, we'll look at the safety car waiting for Spattis to close up. All the drivers will be able to save up the ERS. And yes, we will have a safety car for the last probably 3 laps. I think the safety car will go in after this one. So Jeffrey and Billy are out of this sprint qualifying, so they will start at the back of the grid. But Spattis, Donkey, Stavridis and Tankade, maybe even the Alfa Romeos and Manneman are fighting for some good positions. Yeah, safety car has to be in by lap 10. Yes, it is. The game wants to race for 2 laps at least, so we could be having another lap behind the safety car, but let's see. And did some people change tires? Yes, they have. Delgazio and behind him have changed to the soft tires. And I think it's a good call, because Delgazio will be on fresh soft tires after that safety car restart. And I think they will be going for another lap. So yeah, I think Fox Blue is going to be alright. There will be 2 laps behind the safety car, so no DRS will be enabled. So it's all about going for the right strategy and right ERS deployment to make the right overtake. And everyone who is watching, tell me your predictions for the sprint qualifying, and who will be the fastest in the feature race. Let me know. What do you think? Will the Mercedes Williams battle continue in the feature race, or will there be a difference? Will there be another driver to be mixed up at the front in the feature race? And I think, yes, Spattis is just insane this season. I haven't commentated a lot this season because of some technical issues and having a spare amount of time, but I've been watching the stream back and he's just so dominant. But even if he has a bad day and staff is having that good day, they could change positions into the championship. So it's going to be an interesting battle between the Mercedes drivers at the front. But we're going to have a look. Spatis is warming up his tires. And he will be leading the whole grid for the restart. Where is he going? We're going to keep an eye on him. And I think he's already going. Yeah, he's going, and a really good restart from Spatis. Already 7/10 away. So a really good restart by the Mercedes. And he has a really good gap in front of Donkey. And Donkey is really putting under pressure from Stavrolis. And Tankave running a little bit wide further back behind. Definitely got a warning for that, so he needs to watch his track limits. But look at Spatis, his tires are warmed up pretty well and he is creating himself a gap of 1 second, and that will allow Stavrolis to close in even more. And we have a yellow in sector 2. I think it's Hammers UK who is really struggling around this track so far in the sprint qualifying. But will Delgesu be able to jump Racing Ryan into for that P11 on the grid? I'm not sure. He's on the quicker tire, but he only has 1 lap left to do this. And I think Hammers is a little bit struggling on these on this track, but I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe he has a problem, a technical issue. We don't know. Well, we're going to keep an eye on the lead of this race. Spatis already really running low on ERS, but he's pushing it and giving it all. And Donkey Dan is giving it all as well, and so is Staff. But Staff is, he is really closing in, but trying to keep up. And we have someone spinning around. It's Atlas G. Really unfortunate, but Delgesu has jumped Racing Ryan for P11. And I think the front two are good. But look at him, Spatis has a little moment out of that corner. And Atlas G has spun around, so that will allow probably Hammers UK to probably get a position. But let's see, Spatis is going to finish in first in the sprint qualifying, and that will allow Donkey Dan in second, Stavrolis in third, Tankade in fourth, next and fifth, Meneman in sixth place, Abrasive in seventh, and Lahr with an amazing performance in the sprint qualifying, finishing in P8. So a really nice result by Lahr, picking up 1 point in the sprint qualifying after making up 9 positions. So that's an impressive stat from Lahr. And Maggot in P9. So let's go through the final standings of the sprint qualifying. Spatis in first place, Donkey Dan in second, Stavrolis in third place, Tankade in fourth, next in fifth, Meneman sixth, Abrasive seventh, Lahr in eighth place, picking up 1 point. Great result by him. Maggot in 9, Farico Toxic finishing off the top 10, Delgesu in the 11th place, Stewart in 12, Lunatic in 13, Racing Ryan in 14, Tots in 15, LSG, Hammers, Jeffrey and Billy are starting in the last 4 positions. So anything can still happen in the main race. It's gonna be tough for the drivers behind, but let's see, anything can happen. And what are your top 3 predictions of this race, guys? Let me know in the comments to get some interaction. And I'm really curious what you guys think. Will Spattis remain this lead and build his gap to victory on the feature race as well? Or will there be a Williams driver picking up the victory? Or maybe even another driver? Will there be any surprises on the grid? Anything can happen. It looks like a dry race so far. So a little bit cloudy into the air, a little bit further back, but we're definitely looking forward to this race. I'm not sure if there will be any rain predicted, but if you have this information, let me know in the comments. Well, we are going to prepare ourselves for the formation lap in the feature race of Imola. It's Spattis who's leading the way, and let's have a look at the current tire situation. Who have been chosen to start on the mediums? It's Spattis who started on the medium tire. He's going for the attacking strategy compared to the rest around him. The Mercedes team splitting the strategies with a medium and hard, and so is the Williams team. Dokidan is going for the hards and Tankate going for the medium, so he is trying to get that spot back from Stavalis. Next, both Alfa Romeos are starting on the hard tires, so they're trying to stretch it long. Maneman is going for an attacking strategy as well for the mediums. The only driver on the softs is Jeffrey. He wants to make up positions at the start of this Grand Prix. 32 laps to go. I'm not sure. I haven't raced here for a while. How long is the indication of the tire? How many laps will they last? I'm not sure about that. So it's going to be an interesting strategy call by Jeffrey, but let's see how it plays out for him. Around P7, 8, 9, all starting on the hard tires. Farico Toxic as well. Dogesu starting on the mediums. So a lot of drivers are having mixed strategies, which will make this race even more interesting. While we look at the front runners. I'm trying to get a good camera view of this, and I think I'm going to watch the lights go out from here and switch to the POV of Donkey Dan after the lights have gone out. And we have 3, 4 and 5 red lights, and the lights are out, and away we go. And it's going to be a really struggling start for Donkey Dan, and really struggling on the power. And look at Zafradis, he is already alongside him. Will this be a Mercedes 1-2 into the first corner? And no, Donkey Dan is still keeping. And look at Tankate. Tankate is trying to go side by side with Zafradis, and look at Tankate. He has the grip, of course, of that medium tire, and he is already looking to P3, and what a great start. And we already have a safety car in the first corner, and it's Jeffrey who's out of this session. Really unfortunate start from Jeffrey. He has the enough in 2 races so far. Very unlucky start by Jeffrey here, and the safety car is already out. And of course all the drivers will be keeping out, because pitting so early isn't what a start. And what a start from Tankade as well, picking up position. Let's see, biggest winners of the race so far. Lar again winning 3 position. What a great starter he is. Really great driver in starting position. He won like 8 positions at the start of the sprint qualifying, and now he won 3 positions, so he's doing a really good job. And Stav, of course, on the hard tires, he lost a position, but 3 drivers already into the pit lane, racing Ryan and Maggot and Tots. And I know Tots from last season in Division 2, he did that amazing qualifying lap at Baku. Even beat the pole time in Division 1 by 4/10 as a Division 2 driver. So he can be really, really quick if the track suits him. Maggot really unfortunate, losing 8 positions. Yeah, and of course we haven't really seen a lot of racing so far, so let's hope the safety car will be in the next lap when all the drivers have collected the grid. So I don't think the safety car will be in this lap. I think we will have another safety car. Let's go through some Imola facts. Hard track to overtake, but only one DRS straight, and that's the main straight. So there will be only one DRS zone available to all the drivers to make an overtake during straight line speed, and that's where they're driving right now. So really tough track to overtake. Also really hard track to get your braking zones right, because some really hard braking zones and some quick corners as well. So a really technical track is Imola. And I haven't commentated a lot this season, but for me the most impressed drivers of the season at the moment are Spatty's, definitely. With Staverly's, the Mercedes team is just untouchable. 140 points in 4 races is dominant. Well, Williams is on 54, so the Williams team really wants to strike back in this race, so they are really willing to take some necessary actions, and Spattis is probably aware of that. So if Donkey Dan is really close, he might just not take the risk to defend too hard, because Donkey Dan is gonna give it all, and so is Tankade. And the safety car will be in this lap, so we're going to follow Spattis to... He is going to set the pace of the whole field. When is he going? Is he going in the same position as he did in the sprint qualifying? Warming up his tires, really important with these cars. And yes, he is going. A really good restart by Spattis, but so Donkey's awake as well. Spattis is on the medium tire, so he is trying to create a gap for himself. And I think it's a really good strategy call from the Williams team to let Donkey Dan start on the hard. Oh, Donkey Dan is spinning. Oh, Donkey Dan. Oh, the Williams team. They're collecting each other. No. Oh, through. The Williams team is now P17 and 18. Oh my. I was about to say, the Williams team is having such bad luck this season, and now Donkey Dan spins and collecting his teammate, and now it's a 1-2 for the Mercedes team again. Oh my god. That's really not enjoyable for the Williams. I look at Laurel. Laurel is in the podium positions. What an amazing race from him so far. He is enjoying the mistakes of the Williams team, and he is now into that podium position, which we'll be very happy about. And Nexton is all under pressure of Meneman. Meneman is going to have a look on the outside line into turn 2. Let's see. Oh, Meneman is braking really late, and he gets the position. A really good overtaking move by the Ferrari, and he is into P4, trying to hunt down Laura now. Laura is on the hard tire. Let's see the tires at the moment. Meneman is on the medium, so he will have the advantage for the first couple of laps. I think the tires will start to degrade after lap 9, lap 12, between lap 9 and 12. And that will be the part where the hard tires will come alive. Look at Nexton, he is closing in to Meneman as well. But look, he's in the hard tire, and for the Red Bulls, Farico Toxic and Del Gesu are closing in as well on this small DRS train. But look at Meneman, he is having a really good exit, and this will allow him to open up the DRS. Or is his DRS not open? No, the DRS is enabled in this lap. And look at Meneman on the outside onto the gravel, and is braking really late, going side by side with Laura, and he gets the move done, and he moves up into the podium positions. And Laura's under pressure of Nexton now, right behind him. Meneman's ERS is flashing. And we have another safety car being deployed, so the whole grid will be able to close in on the field. Well, Tankade has pitted for the fresh hard tires, and Donkey Dan has pitted for fresh softs. So will Donkey Dan go for another pit stop? And this is the second safety car of this race, and the Mercedes team will not be happy with the safety car because they have a really confident lead. But at least the FIA is want to make it exciting, because these two are just untouchable. So consistent, so raw pacey, it's insane. They are dominating the whole Division 2 season. I've never seen this dominating in Division 2 in the past when I commentated. So really good job by the Mercedes drivers. And I think it's getting a bit more cloudy, to be honest. So will there be any rain incoming? It seems like it's going to be a little bit... Oh, and Abrasive, what's happening to him? Did Abrasive retire into the pit lane? I'm not sure what happened. But the front two are still, I think the whole grid is still staying out. No pit stops being made. Del Gesu has made a pit stop for the hard tire. So he is trying a different strategy compared to the rest. And Totse is out of this session as well. What's happening? I think he decided to retire into the pit lane as well. But why? No, he didn't. He just crashed out on the safety car conditions. Two drivers. Not finishing the race on the safety car conditions. That's interesting. Hopefully Donkey Dan doesn't catch him. No. Luckily he didn't. Donkey Dan switched to the medium tire. So he's trying to attack it a little bit more. And the safety car will be going out for another lap. So that will allow Donkey Dan to close in. And as it stands, we have Maneman and Spatis on the medium tire, still running the medium tire. They don't want to give up that positions. And the rest of the grid are on the hards, except for Donkey Dan. But Donkey Dan is trying to make up some positions. Donkey Dan needs to push, that's for sure. And I think he will. We're going to have a look on his POV. Trying to get some temperature in the tire, and that's of course that will be. But the safety car is already at the end of this lap, so Donkey Dan will be able to make it. I don't think he will. I think we're going to switch back to the safety car situation, but I think he is lucky because the safety car is going for another lap, so he doesn't need to push that much on those tires, because we will have another lap behind the safety car. Really impressive drive from Lahr here. I think he started P15 or P16 in the sprint qualifying, and he is now in P4 in the feature race, which is very enjoyable. It's good to see a driver from P16 to P4 in the feature race. So consistent, just staying out of trouble, not taking too many risks, and that will bring you here into P4. That's massive concentration and massive consistency, of course, massive awareness as well. Interesting to see what he can do today, but he impressed me so far. So. I think Donkey Dan is into the back of the field, so we are preparing ourselves for another race restart. Now let's head back to the front runner. Stafford is having a look at the Mercedes of Spatis. When will we go? When will the restart be? I think it's the third time he will restart around Imola. So will he give us a surprise? I think he's already going. Looking to have a really good exit of that corner, and he did, and a really good restart again from the Mercedes team. Maneman is closing in into P3 in the Ferrari on the medium tire. He really wants to pass that Mercedes, but It's going to be half him, and further back behind we have a battle between Atlas G and Stewart. Look at Stewart. Atlas G is just backing off that battle because he didn't want to get suicided. So he decided to step out of that battle, but will he be able to close in on Stewart? Stewart had a great restart. And into the points he goes. So look further back behind with Hammers and Delgesu. And Hammers is trying to close in. He is back into the points where he was last and almost a lap behind into the sprint qualifying. And he's now into the points, so anything can happen, as we've said before. But Rico Toxic is really trying to put the pressure on the Alfa Romeo of Nexton. Rico Toxic, the SRO esports driver, will he be able to close in on Nexton? I don't think he has enough speed to cover him. They're both on the same tires, but it's surprising me he is keeping up with him. Because in sprint qualifying he was further back behind. But Nexton is closing into Lars well. Lars really having some issues with some pace. We have a yellow in sector 2 and it's Hammers UK again. Oh, Hammers. Really unlucky for him. He's not really on point today. But hopefully he just gambling for another safety car. But the Mercedes team is driving away again. And Stav is just trying to keep up with his teammate. And the DRS has been enabled this lap. Manneman has created himself a gap from 2.3 seconds ahead of Laurel. And Laurel is under pressure of Nexton, Farico Toxic and Lunatic High. So Laurel has some issues on race pace, but he is still maintaining that position. Let's have a look further back behind. We don't have really close gaps at the moment. They're not really making mistakes. Everyone's very concentrated, but there is another mistake. It's Hammers UK as again who lost it. A really strong driver, Hammers UK. Not really on point today. Very unfortunate for him. And look at Nexton, he is closing in. The DRS will be enabled. Lars looking to having some issues on the tire temperatures, but look at Manman, he is picking up DRS. Will this be an opportunity for him to make the overtake? The straight line speed is still manageable for Lar. He is covering him. Where is... Nexton, I'm sorry. Nexton is just closing in to Law. And Hammers UK's day is even going worse for picking up a 5-time penalty. 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. But look at Nexton, will he be close enough to make a move on Law? And Atlas G is out, and will there be another safety car on this track? I don't think there will be, because there's no yellow car being called out. Atlas G is out of this session. And oh, Laura has some issues on the exit, but so did Nexton. And will this allow for Rico Toxic to make the move on Nexton? No, Rico Toxic is just waiting for the right moment to make an overtake. P6 for him as it stands. The arrest being enabled. But Nexton is not being close enough. It's really hard to overtake on this track as we predicted, with drivers running really low downforce. I mean really high downforce on this track with those fast corners and low straight line speed. And what is Manneman doing? Manneman is really close to Staff on the medium tire, 13 lap old. When is he going for pit stop? How long will the hard tires last? How long will the medium tires last? A question for me, a question for many of us. But Manneman is really close to Staff on the medium tire, so the medium tire seems to be the quicker tire at the moment. And look at the leader of this race, he is pitting for the hard tire, so he is going in really early. And how will this pay off for Donkey Dan and Tankade? Look at Tankade and Donkey Dan both jumping him. So Spatis is almost last. Wow. So that's not... Maybe it helps him. But if there's coming a safety car, this is going to be a big gamble. And Manneman has made the overtake on Staff. I'm sorry I missed that. But Manneman has made the overtake, so he is taking the lead of this Grand Prix. Interesting call. And it still seems that the medium tire is quicker than the hard tires. So when will the medium tire go off? Rico Toxic gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. And Amateur UK sets the fastest lap on that fresh medium tire, but he's 39 seconds behind Spatis, so I'm not sure if it's gonna help him that much. Now look at Staff, look at Staff. Manneman still continuing, so he's not going to pit early. Manneman sets the fastest lap on those used soft medium tires. Wow. Really good pace shown by Manneman. Definitely trying to fight those top spot runners. And he is doing that pretty well. And the car will be lighter, so the hard tires will be quicker as well. So interesting to see how long will he go to make the maximum of those hard tires. And Laura still keeping ahead. And look at Stavridis has the great exit. Manneman having trouble on the exit. He is losing a small amount of grip now. Will this be the moment for a pit stop for the Ferrari driver? He is already red lines flashing right behind his car. And I think it will be the moment for a pit stop for Manneman. He's struggling on the exit, on the rear tires. He's really wobbling a bit. And yes, he is going into the pits. Really struggling. You saw that car struggling on the rear tire. And he is driving into the pits. And that will mean that Stavridis is taking the lead of this Grand Prix. And we have a yellow in sector 3. What's happening? One of the McLarens is round Lunatic Kai. And he is driving into the pits. And the hard runners are diving into the pits as well. And Spatis sets the fastest lap of this Grand Prix with a 1:18.6. And yes, that's the positive thing about pitting early. You have free air. Free air, of course. That's something you want. You don't want any drivers in front of you being slower than you to be hauled up. losing time behind them, and that's probably the reason why Spettis have pitted early. To stay out of that track. To stay out on the track, out of that traffic. Gaining a lot of time to the guys in front, but look at this. Racing Ryan with 3 cars in front. Look at one of the Red Bulls trying to make a move on the inside line. And look at one of the Williams really struggling on that corner. He goes really wide, but he gets no track limit penalty for that. Racing Ryan is at the back of Donkey Dan, who is back into P5. Really struggling on the ERS deployment. Oh, braking really late, almost into the back of Donkey. And one of the Red Bulls is defending the inside line. Oh, one of the McLarens, it's Billy really struggling on the exit. And look at Donkey on the inside line, trying to make a move around the inside of Billy. And Racing Ryan is trying to make a move as well, but he is staying right behind him. No need to take any risks, is what he's telling himself. He's on the hard tires for 12 laps. And he doesn't need to take too many risks. And that is a yellow in sector 2. And what's happening? One of the... Oh, Stavridis! Oh, Stavridis is into the gravel! Oh my goodness! What happened to Stavridis? Just made his pit stop. Hopefully he didn't take any damage from that collision. Let's see, his front wing is still stable, so no issues for him as it stands. And this is really interesting. Stavridis fell back to P12, so the consistency of him is just not good enough. Delgesu is making the move for P1. Delgesu has pitted early for the 12 lap old hard tires. Look at him. He is taking the lead this Grand Prix. Delgesu in the Red Bull. Now he hopes for a safety car. This is going to help him. If there is coming a safety car, it will help the drivers in front who are going long on these tires. And they're probably gambling for it. It will mix things up into the championship if it happens. But we need to keep an eye on what's happening. Spettis is closing into one of his main rivals, Donkey Dan. But Donkey Dan is on 12 lap old medium tires, so Spettis is definitely gaining time on him. Maneman has pitted as well, 4.2 seconds. That's the gap. Stavridis sets a fast lap. Of course he is on the fresh medium tires. And let's keep an eye on the closest battle on track at the moment between Racing Ryan and Maggot. Maggot is on 14 lap old hard tires. Racing Ryan on 13 lap old hard tires, so this is going to be a tough battle between these two. But Racing Ryan seems to have the grip compared to Maggot, who is a bit struggling on the rear exit. Look at him. Oh, Racing Ryan definitely on a really good lap time, but Maggot is trying to have the straight line speed. Look at Maggot trying to defend, but this is going to be a hard task for Maggot to defend, but he's using a lot of ERS. But look at Racing Ryan, DRS enabled, and he's going past, and he is making the move before the corner and moves up to P5. Of course he has a penalty, but let's have a look at the penalties. 8 seconds for Hammers, for Rico Toxic 3, Racing Ryan 3, it's Billy 3 as well. And the only driver who haven't made that pit stop yet is Stewart. Stewart haven't made that pit. He's 20 lap driving on those hard tires. Amazing by Stewart. Really great on the tires. So the Ferrari team is doing a terrific job. But look at it's Billy. Oh, it's Billy's losing an entire front wing into the wall, and that's not gonna help him on 20 lap old hard tires, losing his entire front wing. So the McLaren team is not gonna be happy because he was good in the points, but he's struggling now with one of the Ferrari's Menemen right behind him. Let's have a look. Spattis is closing in to Donkey. The Donkey needs to make another pit stop, and I'm not sure how long he wants to wait for this one. And the yellow in sector 1, what's happening? Racing Ryan is losing it as well on those old lap hard tires. 15 laps. But he is in front of Spattis. Will this help Donkey? Spattis is closing in. But look at Tankate. Tankate is closing in to Stewart as well. They both need to make another pit stop because Tankate can make it till the end on these tires probably. Let's have a look. But his tires are not looking that bad, to be honest. So if he is saving up his tires, that could be a mega job. And Stewart is in the pit lane. Oh, hits the wall a little bit. And he gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane as well. And Delgesu will probably be going till the end of these tires. He will try it at least. And that will be mega. Where did he start? 10 laps on these tires, but look at the tires. No, they're not gonna make it till the end. He still needs 10 laps to do on this one. So it's gonna be a big gamble. Is it doable? I don't know. I think if you can do this, it will be amazing. Look at Donkey Dan making an overtake on Maggot. And he is... When is he trying to go into the pit lane? When is he going? And of course, Spattis and Menemen are going to be able to finish it. And so is Staff. But will those hard runners go till the end and try it? I think they will. I think they will just try and just take the gamble. Because why would you pit with 6 laps, 7 laps to go? They're calculating and calculating. Can I make these tires work till the end? I mean, if they can, there will be a mega result from Tankate and also Donkey, but I don't think Donkey will make it till the end. Donkey will be really struggling on those medium tires. He should have chosen the hards instead as his teammate. Now look at the championship leader Spattis, who is at the back of Racing Ryan. Is he going to make an overtake? Yes, he is on the inside line to Racing Ryan. Racing Ryan is braking late as well, but Spattis made the move and he is back into P5. and will now have an overtaking opportunity on Maggot. Let's see, will it be enough? Will this be a double overtake in just 2 corners? Yes, it is. So Spatis is into P4, now hunting down Donkey, who is struggling on those medium tires. And we have yellow in sector 3, one of the McLarens is around. I think it's Lunatic. Who's having big issues at the moment. And Spatis is really closing into Donkey, but Donkey will defend hard. I know he will. So we're going to keep an eye on this battle. He's not gonna give him an inch to secure his teammate to get a podium position. And Spatis is waiting for the right moment. Sector 1 yellow. And he's waiting for the right moment. I think it's the great call. Good management by Spatis. And he gets moved on. And into P3 he goes. And now he needs to close up to 7.5 seconds to tank 8. And that will be a mega task, but I think it's doable with those fresh tires. I think Delgesu will definitely be on a good strategy call here. I think the hard tires could probably last 26 laps, 27 maybe. But further back we look at Maggot. Donkey Dan is really struggling on those medium tires, so he will need to make a pit stop. He is losing too much time to he's sliding all the way. I think he will. Yeah, he's into the gravel. Yeah. Oh, there's a retirement on track. And we have another safety car. Oh my goodness. And Donkey Dan is just into the pit lane. Oh my. And Staff is continuing. And Donkey Dan will pit for the soft tire probably. Oh, this is going to be a really interesting battle till the end. Oh my. And Delgesu will be very happy about this one, because he will pit, Tankade will pit. I think everyone will pit there. Maybe Staff isn't. Or maybe he isn't going to pit. Interesting. This is going to be very interesting. So we're going to keep an eye on the tires. We're really going to keep an eye on the tires. And I think Donkey is back in the race on those fresh softs. I will be right back. Oh my. This is going to be very interesting with Spatis, Maggot, Stavrilis, Tankade on the fresh softs, both Williams on the fresh soft tires. Though Gezu is keeping his position. He doesn't want to give his position away. And this will allow Spatis on the fresher tire to make up some positions. Because Del Gezu will be struggling on the restart. And they will be going for another lap behind the safety car. I think Del Gezu is just gonna give it everything on the last laps to keep in front. It will be a mega job by Del Gezu if he will finish in front. Oh! Maggot has a drive-through. So he will fall away. And he won 10 positions. What happened to Laura? Laura has fell back on the grid. And I think this will be the last lap on the safety car situation. So the McLaren and the Alpine needs to run it real quick. And I think Lunatic is down a lap. So what will these last 3 laps of racing bring us? We have to wait. Will there be another lap behind the safety car, or will the safety car go in this lap with Del Gezu leading in the Red Bull? Phenomenal job if he can keep it. Gonna be very tough for him to defend. And yes, there will be another lap behind the safety car. Oh my. 2 laps of racing. So Del Gezu will be very happy. Like, very happy. He will give it everything. He will defend hard. He doesn't need... He doesn't have to lose anything, so he will fight for it. And he has to. And the soft tires of Tankade and Donkidam will go for the attacking. They go very, very strong after that restart. They will have to grip into the corners. They have a massive overspeed on the exits. But will this give a difference in those 2 laps? It's gonna be tough. But at least they can try. And of course we have Del Gezu in front on really old tires. He's gonna fight for it as well, so it's gonna be a very entertaining last 2 laps, that's for sure. And I think this is going to be the last lap behind the safety car. Yes, this is. The safety car is going in this lap. So Del Gezu is picking up the pace. He is going to be the leader and set the pace. When is he going? With the Mercedes Spatis on the fresher tires right behind him. Megan has a drive-through, so he will need to serve that when the safety car has gone in. I think Del Gezu is waiting for the right moment. And I think he's going, and what a great restart by Del Gezu. A really good restart by Del Gezu. And look at Maggot. Maggot is awake. Maggot is awake. Not Maggot is awake. Stefan is awake. Maggot is not awake. And okay, so we're going to keep an eye on the front too. But I don't think Spattis will take the risk. And Gezer will give it everything. Oh, what's happening? Oh, what's happening? Maggot is just giving everyone space to go by. Of course, he's lost it. And Tankade and Donkey are trying to keep up with the front two. Front three. They're on the fresh off tire. Oh, Spattis takes a 3-second time penalty. Oh, that's not going to help him to the end. Oh, it's very unfortunate for the championship leader, because we have almost a whole grid right behind. And Gezer will give it everything to defend. He wants this win. He wants this win. So he will defend very hard. He will defend very hard. He will defend very hard, and he makes it. And Spattis gets overtaken by Stavrilis. And I think Gezer is trying to keep it as it stands. Stav is on the medium tire, so he has some overspeed. And Williams team is trying to make a move as well, but look at Gezer. He is really confident. He is trying to get this win, and if he does, it will be a mega victory. The last lap is ongoing, and he will have a few corners left to claim victory. He's struggling a little bit on the exits. He will need to defend really hard on the exit here, especially here. He needs to put all on his ears, but I think he got it covered. He has it covered, and I think this will be no room for mistakes from Gezer. But Gezer is still struggling. Will there be an overtake on the line? Will there be an overtake on the line? Will there be an overtake on the line? And yes, there will be an overtake on the line. Stavrilis takes the win by 0.07 seconds. Oh my God, what a victory by Stavrilis. Oh my goodness. What a win. Oh my God. Gezer fought so hard for it. Oh my goodness. But Stavrilis gets the win. So he will take the lead in the championship standings, because Spattis has fallen away. Wow, what a win by Stavrilis here. Stavrilis has won the Grand Prix, 32 points, ahead of Tankade, Donkey Dan. But look at the results of the race. Stavrilis has picked up 26 points. Gezer in second place. This is the closest finishing gap I've ever seen when commentating. Tankade and Donkey Dan in 3 and 4. Spattis in 5th place. Unfortunate for that penalty. Hammers UK in 6th place. What? Hammers. He didn't give up, and he is still in P6. What? Stewart in 7. Laura in 8th place. Maneman in 9. Nexton finishes off and picking up the last point. Farico, Racing Ryan, Maggot, Lunatic, and it's Billy. And the rest of them haven't finished their race. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week, where we will be racing in Monaco. So buckle up your seatbelts, because that's going to be needed. So thank you for watching, and see you next week.